Hello everybody, I'm here with baby boy Collin, and we're going to read the last two stories of this collection of Little Critter by Mercer. And let me move my little paper, my little marker in here. And this story is My Trip to the Hospital. We were playing soccer, and the score we tried, I ran and kicked the ball as hard as I could, but the goalie was in the way. "Goal!" shouted Tiger. "We won! Ow!" I screamed. My leg hurt a lot, but I hardly cried at all. Dad worried. "Little critter?" "Don't worry, little critter," said Dad. "You'll be okay," said Mom. The ambulance came, and I was put on a skinny bed called a stretcher. And then I got carried off the field. The whole soccer team waved goodbye. Mom came with me in the ambulance. I held her hand because she looked a little scared. When we got to the hospital, I got to ride on a stretcher all the way inside. A nurse listened to my heart with a stethoscope. Then she let me try the stethoscope on my mom. "Wow, Mom, your heart is beating really fast," I said. The nurse gave me a big lollipop and told me I was very, very brave. The doctor came in to examine my leg. "This may hurt a little," he said. It sure did. I took a deep breath and counted backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it was over. "You have a broken leg, little critter," he said. "Do you have the right tools to fix it?" I said. The doctor nodded, and then he gave me a cool sticker that said "Little Champ," because he said I was a real champ. Next, I went to have a special pictures taken called x-rays. The nurse took pictures with his big x-rays. The nurse took the pictures with the machine that could have been on a spaceship. She said the x-rays showed all the bones in my leg. "You know, Super Critter has x-ray vision," I told the nurse. "That means he can see through stuff too, just like this machine." After that, it was time to get my cast. The doctor started wrapping bandages all over my leg. I felt like a mummy," I said. A little while later, the nurse came to check on my cast. She said I could go home soon, but first, I had to learn how to use my crutches. My cast sure was heavy. It almost made me fall over, but I kept trying. Finally, I got it right. "Good job, little critter," said the nurse. "Now you can go home. Little sister and Dad picked us up." Everybody wanted to help me with my crutches, but I told them I could do it myself, and I walked all the way to the front door, and I barely slipped once. Mom made spaghetti and meatballs, my favorite dinner in the whole world, and I got to eat it in front of the TV. I sure was happy to be home. At school, everyone said I was a hero. "We won the game all because of you, little critter," said Tiger. Then all my friends signed my cast. By the time they were done, it looked like a rainbow. And that's the end of that story. We're going to go ahead and read one more, and that'll be the end of this little critter book. Just one second. Okay, and the last story, actually, I kind of went a little backwards. We read the last story, and now we're going to read this one, because this one is Collin's favorite. And it's called Just Big Enough. Every morning on the way to school, I sit in the same seat on the school bus. But this morning, a big kid took my seat. "Excuse me," I said. "You're sitting in my seat." The big kid didn't even move. I guess he didn't hear me. At recess, I wanted to play football with the big kids, but they said I couldn't play because I was too small. And at lunch, the big kids took all the cupcakes. They laughed when I had said that they had to share. They told me the cupcakes were just for them. "I wish I were bigger," I said to my friends. They nodded. "I bet there were lots of ways to grow," I said. After school, my mom measured me. "How can I make myself grow?" I asked Mom. "Eat your vegetables," she said. "Then they will make you big and strong." So I ate dinner. I ate almost all my spinach and a whole bunch of carrots. "Am I bigger yet?" I asked Mom. "Not yet," said Mom. Later, I asked Dad what I could do to grow. "Exercise," he said. So I did jumping jacks, sit-ups, and push-ups, and I ran around and around. After all that exercise, I didn't get any bigger, but I sure got tired. Sorry, guys, I get a little tongue-tied sometimes. Huh, Collin? That night, I couldn't sleep, so I read a comic book, and that's when I got an idea. The next morning, I asked Dad for some wood and some glue. Mom gave me tinfoil, and my little sister let me have a jar of her glitter. "What are you making?" asked little sister. "A growing machine," I said. I worked on the growing machine all morning. When it was finished, I sprinkled glitter on it so it sparkled like the one in the comic book I had read. I made a helmet out of tinfoil. Then I put it on the helmet and I climbed into the growing machine. I sat in the growing machine all afternoon. I even ate my lunch there. When it became dark, Dad said it was time to come home. "Did I grow?" I asked. Dad shook his head and said, "Not yet. Maybe I should sleep in the growing machine," I said. Dad didn't think it was such a good idea. The next day I went to Grandma and Grandpa's farm. "What's the matter, little critter?" asked Grandpa. I told Grandpa about the big kids and how I was trying to get big, too, so that I could do all the things the big kids do. Grandpa took me out to the meadow. "Look at those 2 horses," he said. "Which one do you think is the fastest?" "The big one," I said. Grandpa let the big horse and the little horse loose. They started to run across the field. And do you know which one was the fastest? The little one. The next day at school, the big kids said again that I couldn't play football because I was too small. I started to get mad. "I challenge you to a relay race," I said. "The big kids against the little kids." The big kids laughed, but they said okay. The whole school came to watch the race. And you know what? The little kids won. So, I guess sometimes being small is just big enough. Bye-bye. We hope you enjoyed.